to use the hangar for his vehicles. It would be accessed from Route 32, not directly from the airport side. The Airport Advisory Committee met and voted approval of this. There was a lot of discussion, and part of the approval came about because they still must continue to advertise this for aviation use, which they've agreed to, and it's basically a short-term agreement. It's been also okayed by the Department of Transportation. So with the council's agreement, the city manager will allow us to go forth and execute a sublease agreement.
Any further questions or comments? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous. Number 9.
We have the Finance, Organization, and Personnel Committee report relative to acceptance of donations, and on a vote of 5-0, the Finance, Organization, and Personnel Committee recommends that the city manager be authorized to do all things necessary to accept a donation of $555 and that the money be used for the care of the Sumner Night Chapel, signed Mitchell H. Greenwald.
Councilor Greenwald.
Thank you, Your Honor. Move to carry out the intended report. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Councilor Greenwald.
Thank you. Kevin Dremel, who's also at Keene Music Fest, has been hosting an ongoing concert series, primarily raising money for needed repairs at the Sumner Night Chapel. In total, this concert series has generated over $5,000. This is urging that we accept the donation of $555, and that the money will be used for the care of the Sumner Night Chapel. And for those that are interested in some good entertainment, the next concerts will be June 7th at 7 p.m. and July 12th at 7:30.
I think that we all owe a debt of gratitude to Kevin Drummond for his ongoing efforts to support and maintain the Sumner Night Chapel. This is something that has been going on now for several years and greatly appreciated by the city and by those people who appreciate the beauty of the chapel. Are there any other questions or comments regarding this? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous. Number 10.
The Finance, Organization, and Personnel Committee report relative to reallocation of surplus capital improvement funds. And on a vote of 5-0, the Finance, Organization, and Personnel Committee recommends that unspent funds from the following: $62,989 from the Capital Reserve Water Infrastructure account, $12,911 from the Water Pressure Study account, $18,535 from the West Street Well Repairs account, and $21,000 from the Dam Master Plan account be reallocated as $68,867 to the Water Gate Valve Replacement account and $46,568 to the Water Main Cleaning and Lining account. Signed, Mitchell H. Greenwald.
Councilor Greenwald, I want to hear a good explanation of this one.
I can't wait in rehearsing.
Oh,
Move
good.
to carry out the intent of the committee report.
It's been moved and seconded. Councilor Greenwald.
Thank you, Your Honor. First of all, the major point going on here is that this is not a new spending. This is all planned work. It's utilizing, stay with me. It's utilizing funding left over from other projects that the city clerk just detailed with water pressure and dam master plan and such. So it's money that is still in the accounts. This being a utility fund, it's not taken out of the general fund. It's primarily just from the users of the water system. The work involves primarily the lining of water mains on Pearl, Ralston, and Davis Street. This is in preparation for work that's going to be done over the next 2 years. During the design process, it was discovered we had an 1876 water pipe. Doesn't that make me feel great? 1876 6-inch water main on Pearl Street. And it would be less expensive to abandon 1,700 feet of that and utilize another one that also services those properties.
Give it to the Historical Society.
Yeah. Oh, no, be careful, it may be a historic dig or something. The bids are also involved in this for the replacement of 19 water gate valves. Again, the money is already available within the budget. It's just reallocating from one fund to another fund, back around again, and it will facilitate all of this work. If you have any other questions, I direct you to our able city manager. Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous. See, they were sold on your explanation. Number 11.
We have a Finance Organization and Personnel Committee report relative to the Delta Dental renewal, and on a vote of 5-0, the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee recommends that the city manager be authorized to do all things necessary to continue to self-fund dental insurance and to enter into a new multi-year agreement with Delta Dental, which will continue to administer the plan and provide identical coverage to that which is currently being provided. Signed, Mitchell H. Greenwald.
Council Greenwald.
Your Honor, move to carry out the intent of the committee report.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Council Greenwald.
It's a pretty short discussion. Dental insurance is what it is, and Delta Dental has been the provider administering our plan since 2005. So we heard the whole explanation, and Finance Organization Personnel recommends that we continue with this plan, and the city manager to do the necessary.
Are you ready for, are there any questions or comments? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous. Number 12.
We have an informational report from the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee that recommends that the staff memorandum relating to the cable franchise agreement be filed as informational, and it further recommends that 2 communications from Cheshire TV be left on more time.
I will put, the first item is a communication from Cheshire TV requesting an increase in the franchise fee and reimbursement for labor costs, and we will put that on more time. The second item is a memorandum from the IMS director, which we will accept as informational. And the third item is a further communication from Cheshire TV requesting a public hearing, and that will also be placed on more time. Number 13.
We have a Finance Organization and Personnel Committee report relative to the Monadnock Aviation Extension of Operating Rights Agreement. And on a vote of 5-0, the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee recommends that the city manager be authorized to negotiate the request from Monadnock Aviation as submitted. Signed, Mitchell H. Greenwald.
Council Greenwald.
Thank you, Your Honor. Move to carry out the intent of the committee report.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Council Greenwald.
Thank you, Your Honor. Monadnock Aviation is one of 2 organizations that provide maintenance at the airport. They're operating the fuel farm, and they're requesting a 5-year lease extension with 2 additional 5-year renewals. In order for them to develop the airport and to develop the fuel farm, it's necessary that they have some stability, and that's the intent of what this discussion was. What we are suggesting, what the Finance Committee is suggesting, is that the city manager be authorized to negotiate with Monadnock Aviation, and I believe to bring back the results of that discussion back to the committee, which also would come back to the council.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments? Are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous. And I thank Beth for her patience for staying so late for that item. That concludes our reports, and City Manager, do you have any?
Your Honor, I just have one item I would like to just introduce, even though this is a person who probably needs little introduction, well known around the community, grew up in Keene, and of course is known through her family to many, many individuals. And this is Mary Howe, who has become our new Assistant Finance Director. If Mary would at least stand and be recognized. I know you're in the back of the room, Mary. And we're very, very pleased that Mary has taken this position. Our Finance Director, Steve Thornton, after an exhaustive search and a good recruitment process and review process, has made the recommendation. I made the appointment on that. And we have advised the City Council accordingly. Mary holds a Bachelor of Science in Accountancy from Bentley College and is licensed in the state as a certified public accountant. She served as the Finance Director for the town of Amherst, New Hampshire for more than 10 years and has private and public sector experiences working with software implementation for several vendors, and as a contract employee for the city. These experiences have provided her with the background necessary to work for the city of Keene in a very important position. Thank you very much, Mary. We're proud and pleased to have you on board. That's all I have this morning.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Next item is we have a communication from Doug Green, 3C1.
We have a communication from, he is the chair of the Airport Advisory Commission. He is relaying the commission's support with proceeding with the preferred alternative outlined in the environmental assessment as it relates to removal of hazards impacting the runway 20 approach.
And we will accept that as information. More time will be granted. We have 2 items for more time, and more time will be granted for those items. Ordinances for first reading.
We have a memorandum from the Human Resources Director relative to Ordinance O 2014-06, and we have Ordinance O 2014-06, an ordinance relating to class allocation and salary schedules.
We will file the memorandum, and the ordinance will be referred to the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee. Resolutions.
We have Resolution R 2014-09, a resolution relating to the city treasurer, introduced by Councilor Greenwald.
Councilor Greenwald.
Move for the adoption of Resolution R 2014-09. Second.
Councilor Greenwald.
Okay. For those that can't see this, it says nothing. Well, I'll read it. That R. Stephen Thornton be appointed to the position of city treasurer to perform those duties as prescribed by New Hampshire RSA 48:16.
I believe it's been our practice for a number of years for the finance director to also serve as the city treasurer. Are there any further questions or comments relating to the appointment? If not, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? It's unanimous.